Yeah, guys, it's pretty tough stuff growing up and not having a parents around. We all have our different circumstances, without doubt we do. But for a child growing up, a parent is very important. And for a moment, I just want to put myself in Sarada's position and try to see how I'd feel. And this episode has done that perfectly. Like, it really set the tone for understanding the way Sarada feels. And there is no doubt in my mind that they're doing a very good job, as well as Naruto did, in emitting the proper emotions into a person for you to understand the character. Now, guys, I won't rant too much because you know what? It's time for the review. It will be Boruto episode 19, Sarada Uchiha review. Thank you, guys. So the spoilers came out on Monday, and when I looked at them, I was like, "Alright, fine. I know what to expect here. I know what to do because I've read Naruto Gaiden, and I know what's happening. I've read the chapters. I know exactly what's gonna happen page by page. I was very excited for this, but the anime has delivered. Point blank, no doubt about it. Because guess what? There are many things in the anime that won't be in the manga because the manga won't have time to display everything that we would like to see. It tells us what we should see, what's the most important thing, and then the anime is more the flesh to the skeleton of the manga. But boy, was this fleshy. This was pretty beefy stuff, I'm telling you. Like, there wasn't much action going on in this one. But I did like what happened because the anime has set the tone perfectly for Sarada leaving the village to go find Sasuke. By the end of the episode, we were convinced that Sarada would have been doing the right thing in order to find Sasuke. Now, at the start of the episode, it might not have felt that way, and that's what I love about the anime. It's able to emit the right emotions inside of you to understand and accept and feel what other characters are feeling and doing. And I really love that. Now the thing about it is that we know where this is going. For most of us who've read Naruto Gaiden, we know where this is going. And I assure you that the hype is real. Now there is something that I want to address before we get into the review of things. At the end of the episode where we see Sasuke come from the next dimension, and we see him with his eyes. In fact, what we see is he has the molecule Sharingan in the left eye. Depending on how you look at it. From my left. So that could have been his right. And in his right eye, we see... Am I saying that right? But anyway, in one eye there was a molecule. And in the next eye there was a ring Sharingan. The ring Rinnegan? Or the Sharingan Rinnegan? I don't know what it's called. I don't play the game. I don't know. But it's a Rinnegan with the Sharingan dogmas inside of it. And this is what I'm saying. I never knew that he was able to remove all those... How do you call dogmas? Those marks from Rinnegan. And it's on screen right now. I never knew he was able to remove those marks. And I think it's pretty interesting. And the reason is that it shows that there are different levels to the Rinnegan. Or his Rinnegan. That means... Because, remember, when he first got the Rinnegan, there were only 3 of those marks on the Sharingan inside of it. Now there is a very, very big one. There's 2 more of them. And there's another outer layer or outer pattern that can have those rings. So does that mean that there's another ability that the Rinnegan can get? Does that mean the Rinnegan can get stronger? I don't know. I don't think it's very important. But I just wanted to point that out. For you guys who play the game, you might know a little bit more than I do. So if you want, you can share in the comment sections down below. If not, that's fine. Now, in this episode, we saw where Sarada was, feeling a little bit frustrated about life. She was really feeling lonely, she was feeling sad, and she never felt connected with the people around her. And this is something very common for most of us. And the reason why Sarada feels this way is because of how the Leaf Village is set up. If you may have realized, the Leaf Village is set in such a way that every clan lives among each other. So, if I'm from the Uchiha clan, I will live among the Uchiha. Uzumaki will live among the Uzumaki, the Akimichi, and Aburame, etc. All of that going down the line, they all live together in a set part of the village. Now the reason why this is important is because during this episode we did see where each character is training with their dad specifically, not their mom, their dad. And the Leaf Village is also a father-centric society, or patriarchal society. That means that the father figure often holds more power and more, you know, more authority than the mother figure. And the reason is, the proof of the pudding is there. Like, even in Naruto's house, the person who really calls the shot is Naruto, even though Hinata is the one that's always home. And that's another testimony of a patriarchal society. The mother stays home, the father goes out and work. Now, we're going to look at things for face value, and we're going to address them for what they are. Sarada feels out of place because everyone has a dad and she doesn't, and that affects her. The reason is she's a young girl, and for her, in such a society where parent figures are so important and father figures at that, it's very important for her to have her father around. And what's making it more frustrating is that there are two things actually. The first one is that she has never met Sasuke. And you know, that would lead to a lot of questions, because as a child growing up, you'll have a lot of questions about yourself. Why am I so tall and mom is short? And then you realize that, oh, dad is tall. Why is my hair red and dad's hair is brown? Oh, mom's hair is red. Stuff like that. You have questions that you need to answer. And you can't find the answers just by looking at yourself. You need to look at where you come from, your lineage. Now, this is why let's go to the second point before I move on. The second point is that when Sarada was asking about Sasuke, everyone kept giving her the runaround. No one was answering her question truthfully, and she knew it. She never felt like people were being honest with her, and that really added fuel to the fire of speculation, and it made her feel a little bit more out of place. Now, all of these come together to add to the fact that, or give reasons, to why Sarada went to the... Where the hell was her? Like, she was at that place where you can learn about your lineage and your family. I don't know. I'm going to call it the data bank for now. That's why she headed to the Leaf data bank, and that's why she was reading up on the Uchiha. I'm sorry that they never mentioned it, actually. Mother has one of the greats. And I think it was pretty silly that she would ask herself, does dad have a Sharingan? Come on! What do you mean if dad has a Sharingan? Give him some credit. Say something like, I'm pretty sure my dad has a Sharingan. Does he have the Mangekyo Sharingan or something? Come on, don't do him like that. I mean, you don't know him, but still, if it's my fault, I want to hype him up and hope that he lives up to the expectations, right? So anyway, this is why Sarada went to the data bank and she wanted to find out about the Leaf's Uchiha clan. And there's something interesting that I saw there that, really stood out to me. They said that you manifest the Sharingan when you undergo certain emotional trauma. And we've seen where Sarada has been feeling out of place. Now, for us guys who's watched Naruto and, we're very much up to date with everything that happens in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, we do know where this is going. We know that Sarada is going to awaken the Sharingan. We do know how we awaken the Sharingan. So this isn't very much news that is, big news, I might add. But the thing is that when Sarada read that, given that it would have been the first time that Sarada learned that, because remember, there isn't an Uchiha around Sarada to help her and teach her the things that she needs to know. So when Sarada read that information, the thing that is popping out at me is she coupling this together? Is she comparing this together with her eye problems? Is she saying that maybe the reason why my eye has been given trouble has something to do with the Sharingan? No, the Sharingan is supposed to improve your vision, not worsen it. So that's all the more reason to think about it. If I awaken the Sharingan, will my eyes be better? Why isn't she thinking that? I mean, it's... For me, I would have been thinking that, given that I've just learned all that information, and given that the anime or the... I don't know per se who exactly is the animator. But given that they went through all the trouble to show us when she went to the data bank of the Leaf Village and point out that specific piece of information, because I don't recall it being in the manga. Maybe it was, maybe it was not. I don't recall it being in the manga, but given that they pointed out that specific information, it would have been very important that she would have thought that way. And the reason why is that the other piece of information that they pointed out was that the last remaining Uchiha, following their almost extinct debacle, would have been Sasuke and Sarada herself. And we know this is important because of the appearance of Shin at the end of the episode for the preview for the next episode. And guys, the spoilers are in the description down below. And for the fact that we know that Shin's appearance is going to cause a bit of a confusion, a bit of trouble, given that he's an Uchiha and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Given the situation, given all the implications, I think it would have been good for her to think about that. Now, in my spoilers, I had said that Chocho serves no purpose in this arc. And I may have been wrong, I may have jumped the gun. And I was saying that the only purpose she serves is for comic relief. And for those of you guys who don't know, comic relief is a person or some tool that an author uses in a serious situation or a sad situation to add some sort of humor to lighten the mood per se in a work of literature. And comic relief here would have been Jojo saying that her parents aren't her real parents, and just feel like they're her real parents, when the real situation is very sad given that Sarada feels out of place and stuff like that. Now, I said I may have jumped the gun because I'm realizing that Chocho is really the one that really instigated all the thoughts inside us for moving out, or well, leaving the village per se to go find Sasuke. And without that, the entire arc would not be there. Now, as far as things go in the next 4 or so episodes, I don't think she served that much of a purpose except for comic relief. Now mind you, I'm not saying that she doesn't have any purpose overall, I'm saying that her main reason for being there is comic relief. Going forward into the series, we do know that the spoiler says there are going to be 4 episodes, and we know what's going to happen next. We know that Naruto is going to show up, we know that Shin's little puppet is going to show up as well, and stuff like that. We know what's going to happen in the following episodes. My question to you is, how excited are you for this arc? And the reason I ask this question is very simple. We know about Naruto Gaiden, we know about Naruto, but Boruto itself has been getting a lot of criticism, and we don't know how good Boruto is going to be. In fact, we can't know until the end of this arc, and I presume there's going to be a movie arc per se. Until after those arcs, then we get into the meat of what Boruto is supposed to be. The first arc was an introduction. This arc is built up on Naruto Gaiden, something we've seen before, and then we know what the movie is about. When we get to the arc after the movie, that's where we're going to see the true works of this mangaka get together. That's where we're going to see his work come out. We're going to see what he wants to do come out, and that's where the proof of whether Boruto is good or not is going to come out. So how excited are you for this arc? That's my question. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Manga Reads. I appreciate your support.